Okay, so we have a new essay to have a look at. As we can see, it's an agree or a disagree question type. So the question is, the responsibility of bringing up children should be shared equally between mother and father. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So we'll take a look at the structure at first. This is very important. One reason why people often get low band scores is because they use an inappropriate structure for a question type. Now, I will maybe comment on grammar and vocab, etc., but there's one main thing here. This is a to what extent. So it's not a discussion, it's not a balanced essay. It's asking, what do you think about this? Do you agree with the statement, yes or no? And the first thing that I can see here is that we seem to have a discussion here. We seem to have both sides on the other hand. And this is not what the examiner is asking for. So how this, well, one structure which I recommend. So this is how it works. For paragraph 1, introduction. Sentence 1, you paraphrase the question or topic. Sentence 2, a clear opinion. Sentence 3, an outline, your two main ideas. One for paragraph 2, one for paragraph number 3. And then into your body paragraph, a short topic sentence. Sentence 2, explain, expand. Sentence 3, an example. Sentence 4, reinforce the example, give a summary if you need to. Okay, the same for body paragraph 2. In conclusion, you restate the question, the topic, your main ideas. You can make a recommendation, depends on how the question is worded, etc. So, back to the essay. This question generates a lot of debate because looking after children is not an easy task. It requires a lot of effort and patience, changing diapers, all example. Okay, so now, this is no good for an introduction. So there's some examples here, and the place for evidence and examples is in your body paragraphs, not in your introduction. Okay, so this wouldn't really work. A lot of debate, well, really? It doesn't say that. You need to avoid these generalizations. Simply restate the topic. So, requires a lot of patience, changing that, okay. Based on my humble experience, I believe raising children should be divided in a way that suits us. So, you need a clear opinion. In other words, we don't want to have to guess what you think. So, should be divided, so shared, suits a schedule under. So, I suppose you agree with this, that it should be shared. Okay, but making it clearer is better. So, when you have this kind of essay, to what extent do you agree or disagree? It's not a balanced essay, it's not a discussion. What you are saying is, I think this and this is why. And you give 2 reasons, for your opinion. So, some parents lack understanding of the full picture of what parenting means. They decide their role. The father decides when the mother feels overwhelmed. Father takes the role. Okay. It's a little bit vague, and we don't have a clear example. Every paragraph needs an example. Paragraph 2 and 3, we need a specific example. So back to the question. So what you need to say here is that you agree that bringing up kids should be shared. Okay, so you have to give me a reason and an example. Okay, so what this is doing, this is talking about, well, it doesn't really say why it should be shared. It's saying, do you agree it should be shared? So you have to say, yes, it should be shared because of this reason. So this is a little bit vague. They decide their role. The father decides he will take care of just films, and it's kind of thinking that happens real life. So this is very, very general. It's writing about the topic, but it's not really giving me a reason why mother and father should share the responsibility. This is talking about, about sharing, but not about why they should share. Why shouldn't one parent look after the child or children? Why should both of them help? It doesn't say. It's about the topic, but it's not answering the question. And then on the other hand, we have parents who have a clear picture. Okay, they have a clear picture back. Again, it doesn't really tell me exactly why they should do this. It's saying that some parents do. So this paragraph seems to be saying some parents don't share, and that's not good, which that's not really what the question is asking. This paragraph seems to say, on the other hand, some parents do share, and that is good. But it doesn't, again, it doesn't really address the question. Now, to give you an idea, okay, I wrote this essay, I wrote an example. So if we take a look at this, look at the introduction here. It has been said that both parents should have an equal share in the raising of their children. That's it. That's all you need. Sentence 1, a simple, short restatement of the topic. I totally agree with this view and will argue, and here's my 2 reasons why, it's unreasonable in this day and age. In other words, it's an old-fashioned idea to expect a mother to raise children alone, and also it's easier for, than ever before for men to take their share because of paternal leave in companies in the West, etc. Okay, so that's all that you need for an introduction. Simple 3 sentences, maybe 2. You restate the topic, give a clear opinion, and your 2 main ideas. So here's the example then, paragraph 2. So a short introductory sentence. Firstly, the idea that only women should raise the children is out of date. That is to say, although in the past this was the norm, in today's world it's unreasonable to expect them to remain in the home. Okay. For example, a recent survey, and you can make up an example, the IELTS is not a test of truth. A recent survey by the UK Department of Employment showed that over 50% of mothers intended to return to work. This research suggests that, like it or not, the attitude of women is changing about traditional familial roles. So this is the main idea. The idea that only women should raise kids is out of date because women are working, they go to work, their traditional roles are changing. So, it's out of date. The second idea is that it's easier for men to take on their share. So, also in many countries, it is becoming easier for men to take on their share of childcare. That is, many governments have added paternal leave to the legal requirements of a company. This has made it more socially acceptable for men to take time from the workplace to stay at home with the kids. For example, in the UK, a new law was passed making it obligatory to offer paternity leave to men. So as a consequence of this new legal and societal attitude, more and more men are supporting their wives and sharing equally in the joys of parenthood. So that's it. There's only 2 main ideas. That's all you basically need in the essay. Because, again, it's saying, do you agree or disagree that the responsibility should be shared? I say yes, and I give 2 reasons why. One for paragraph 2, one for paragraph 3. So, in conclusion, I firmly believe that the duties of raising children need and ought to be shared jointly between both parents. The increasing number of women in the workplace and the changing in societal norms, along with changing men's working practices, means that both sexes now have an equal chance to share child-sharing responsibility. Okay, so that is basically that. So there's a bit of, I think the grammar in this essay is good. I think there's just 1 or 2 minor points. the vocab is good, but basically it doesn't. It's like very general. It's writing about the topic, but it's not really answering the question. It's not giving me reasons and examples why it should be shared. And it's written like a discussion, and that's not what the examiners are expecting. It's just, do you agree, yes or no, and give me 2 reasons why. Okay?